Alright, hey guys, this is Squirtly, and I'm here to do a deck profile on my Celestials deck. BT11's been out for a few weeks now. I've had this deck finished a little while. I just didn't have all of the cards actually in my possession, but now it's done, and here I am, able to do a deck profile on it. Everybody else is still working on their decks from my group, but so this is the only one that's done so far. But I will do deck profiles on those as they are finished. So, my starter is Hope Child Turiel. Her skill is Counterblast 1 and put her in Soul to swap a card in your hand and damage. It is a -1, but essentially it doesn't take Counterblast because you can Counterblast the card that you're going to put in your hand. It's also nice if you're grade locked, it can help you get out of grade lock. If you need more shield, you can get more shield out. Or if you want to put Zerachiel in the damage zone, you can do that. The biggest downside I find of this card is that it's not a Celestial, which means it doesn't get the extra power boost from Zerachiel, but that can easily be worked around. Because usually you can grab a Celestial out of your damage zone using its skill, and then play it down for a Celestial booster. So yeah, that's a starter. I like it more than the Celestial starter, just because it has a lot of uses, and the card that you choose goes to your hand, so you can grab a Perfect Guard if you need, or anything like that. For grade 3s, I have 4 Solidify Celestial Zerachiel. She is the main card of the deck. Her skill is Limit Break 4. If you have another copy of Zerachiel face up in your damage, all of your Celestials get plus 3,000. So suddenly you are plus 6,000 to every column, and you're hitting giant numbers. She does get the power boost herself, making her a 14k attacker alone. So yeah, this deck makes really big numbers. It's a very offensive deck. It does still use some of the Angel Feather damage manipulation, but it's a very aggressive deck. So yeah, I run 4 of those because you kind of need the one to ride and one in your damage, so 4 of those. I also run 4 Prophecy Celestial Ramiel. She's the Angel Feather Break Ride. Her skill is Limit Break 4. When an Angel Feather rides her, you gain plus 10,000 power. You can choose a card from your damage, put it into your hand, and then put the top card of your deck face up into your damage. So it's a +1, grab any card you want from your damage, and it goes to your hand, so you can grab shield if you want that. And your Vanguard gets plus 10,000. Her other skill is she gets +2 when she attacks a Vanguard, so she can swing 13 unboosted at Vanguard. Also, Zerachiel's other skill is Counterblast 2 Celestials for +5, which is a pretty typical skill of the set 11 stuff, so sometimes you use it for a power boost, usually not, but yeah, it's there. But yeah, 4 Ramiel, Break Ride. A lot of the time, once I've break ridden and stuff, I'll drop them into damage to grab Perfect Guards and stuff, using Turiel. Now, for grade 2s, I run 4 Wild Shot Celestial Raguel. She's just the 12k beater for Celestials. As long as you have a Celestial Vanguard, which is always, she's a 12k attacker. So, yeah. She, big numbers. That's really all that matters. I also run 4 Essence Celestial Becca. She is the 10k vanilla for Celestials, which, once again, she's in there because 10k defense on a grade 2 ride is nice, and she is just a solid rear guard to be attacking with. So, then the last one is 3 Candle Celestial Sariel. I did run 4 of her and 3 of Becca, but you really only ever need 1 Sariel throughout your whole game. So I found that I got way too many of them when I was running 4. So I dropped one for a Becca, and this has been working great. So 3 Sariel. Her skill is when you play her on rear, you can counterblast 1, search your deck for any Angel Feather, put it in your damage zone, and then take a face-up card out of your damage zone and put it in your drop zone. So it you can't take the counterblasted card out, but it's counterblast 1 to get a Zerachiel in your damage if you don't already have one, which is very nice because that activates the limit break and huge columns everywhere. Which I'll go over some of the columns after I go over all the cards. 4 Adamantine Celestial Aniel, perfect guard. 4 of it. That's really all there is to that. I love the artwork on her. Very colorful. So yeah. 4 perfect guards. Celestial perfect guard because he's special counterblast and stuff like that. This is what I consider one of the best cards in set 11. Underlay Celestial Hesediel. Grade 1, 6k. If you have Zerachiel face up in your damage, she gains plus 3k. You will always have Zerachiel in your damage with this deck. Like, there are enough ways to get Zerachiel in damage, you will always have one there. So she's a 9k booster. 12k if you count Zerachiel's limit break. So, consistent 12k booster. I think I'll run 4 of those. I run 4 Marking Celestial Arabhaki. She's the K clone for Celestials. She's a 7k, and if you have a Celestial Vanguard, which once again is always, she gains plus 3, making her a 10k attacker for grade 1. And she's still a solid 7k booster when she's boosting. So, very nice card. I did have Yekon in here for a while, but she's really just not all that useful. And last I run 2 Battle Cupid Nociel. When you use him to guard, when you call him to guard circle, you can swap a card in hand and damage. And there's actually a new ruling recently in Japan that you can, when you play him on the guard circle, you can swap the card and then still guard with the card that you just pulled out of damage. So say you have a Nociel and a grade 3 in your hand, you can play the Nociel, swap the grade 3 with a trigger in your damage, and then use the trigger to guard as well. So he's very nice for awkward stuff like that. And I mean, if you have an extra grade 3 in your hand that you don't need and you want to get shield for it anyway, even if you're not using it to guard that attack. Just really convenient card to have. I only run 2 because he's not a Celestial, so he can kind of mess that up, but it's not horrible. So for triggers, I run 8 critical triggers, 4 Celestial, and 4 critical hit Angel. 8 crit is very nice with this deck. It lets it keep an offensive presence and good shield while still being able to run 4 draw triggers for the hand size that you'll need to actually stay in the fight. Because Angel Feather doesn't have too many ways of gaining advantage. Really, it's just draw triggers and Ramiel for now. So you can do lots of swapping to gain shield, but not actual cards. So 4 draw triggers, and those are the Celestial draw trigger as well, and 4 Celestial heal triggers. Now the nice thing about running Celestial triggers is they're all vanilla 5Ks, which means with Zerachiel's limit break, they're actually 8K boosters if you want them for that. So you're actually running like 12 8K vanillas in the deck with those, so that's pretty nice. And now for columns. You have 3 grade 2 attackers, one of which isn't really too much of an attacker, being Sariel. You'll never really attack much with her. This swings for 15k with limit break. This swings for 13. And this swings for 11. So that is offensive, if anything. And those are unboosted numbers, so a highly offensive deck. And then for grade 1s, hopefully you never actually have to play these in the field. They're still 9k boosters or attackers, but hopefully you don't have to do that. You can do it in a worst case scenario though. These, they attack for 9, they boost for, or no, they actually attack and boost for 12,000, which is really, really freaking good. These boost for 10 and attack for 13, which is, once again, very good. It actually leaves us with 2 cards that can swing for 13 unboosted. So, kind of just saying screw you to cross rides right there. And a column with them actually ends up hitting 23,000. You can make a 25,000 column with her boosting Raguel, and a 21k column with her boosting Sariel. So she boosts stuff. Hesediel's your other really good booster, which she can make a 25k column with Becca, 23 with Sariel, and 27 with Raguel. So you're forcing lots of shield pretty much all the time. And funnily enough, she can also make a 25k column with Arabhaki. So the numbers just never end. And then your Vanguard column, Zerachiel is 14 due to her limit break boosting herself. So with Arabhaki boosting, that's 24, and it's 26 with Hesediel boosting. So, I mean, if you can get a field setup going that's looking something like I don't know, maybe something like this, then you are pretty much set for game. You got your 26k Vanguard line, and you can use the Counterblast 2 to swing 31, and of course on a break-ridden turn that's plus 10,000 added onto that. You've got your 27k rearguard line, and your 25k rearguard line. Of course, another 27k rearguard line would be great if you can actually get the Raguels to do that. People tend to try to kill them because they attack for really big numbers. But yeah, that's about it. It's just, this deck is all about swinging for ginormous numbers, if that's a word. And it does what it does very good. I like to think of it as the Sephiroth, Arborist Dragon Sephiroth deck, except way more consistent, and it's full of cute angels, so what's not to love, right? I mean, come on, it's great. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully I can get the other decks, we can get the other decks finished soon, so I can do deck profiles of those, with this being Seal Dragon, Ancient Dragon, and Aquaforce, and I'm currently working on an Amaterasu deck, so I might be able to finish that soon, I'm not sure. Perfect Guards might be a pain there, and Toms. But thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, whatever you want. See you next time.